Hey everybody, welcome to the Science of Golf Performance. My name is Tyler and I'm the director of our Junior Golf Performance program here, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can safely increase swing speed with your junior golfers while also avoiding injury. So I think a really big misconception right now among junior golfers, among junior athletes in general, is that they should not be underneath of a load. I've heard timeless over and over again, well, I want my son, I want my daughter to train, but I don't want them to do any weights, all body weight. Well, in some cases, yes, this is correct. They should not be under an intense load, but there is also some case in which you can load them safely, and I'm going to talk to you about that. One way that we like to do that is summed up in one word. It's summed up in progression. So how we train all of our junior golfers here at Par for Success is we start with a simple movement pattern. Movement patterns can be broken up into good examples of that would be a squat, a hinge, an upper body press, an upper body pull. So we take a single movement pattern, and the first thing we do is we have all junior golfers complete it body weight only. So for example, a good example of that is they would do a body weight squat, or I'd simply have them take a golf club, hold it along their spine, and I'd have them complete a hinge movement. If they can complete the entire movement for a set amount of reps, while maintaining proper technique, at that point then you can start to load in variable amounts. And what I mean by that is maybe from a bodyweight squat, the next step to that is doing a goblet squat. Again, how much load should you be using? Typically, we like to try and keep load from start in a progression around 10 to 15% of body weight, depending on the exercise. From there, again, as juniors grow and develop, that's when you can start to intensify how much load they're completing the movement with. The second step is you can start to make the movement more complex. So by going from a bodyweight squat to a goblet squat, all we simply did there was we added load. The next step to that is we'd go from a goblet squat to a single leg squat or a split squat. What we did there is we kept the load the same, but we removed a single limb, and we're now going from a bilateral squat to a unilateral squat. We're making the exercise more intense by making it more complex. What this does then for junior golfers, it helps them develop better balance and coordination. Each junior golfer is going to follow a different path as long as progression goes. For example, right now, I train a couple of junior golfers who are around 9 to 10 years old. I train one male golfer who's 10 years old. He's days beyond some of the 12-year-olds who I train, just simply because he's growing into his body a little bit quicker and he's able to complete movement patterns in a much more efficient way than the older kids. So we're able to make his exercise a little bit more complex and increase his load, versus the older kids, we kind of have to pull back a little bit and keep them in the bottom of the progression to make sure that we're doing this in a safe manner and making sure that we're not progressing into an injury further along down the lines. So just to recap, I guess the biggest way in which you can progress a junior's golf development is by progressing their movement patterns. Start simple and basic and progress to more complex, higher intensity. I hope you found this video resourceful. If you did, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and check out the rest of our content.